Stories and Documentary Network. The Kingdom of Butua stands as a beacon of African history, yet its narrative remains shrouded in obscurity. The purpose of this essay is to illuminate the story of Butua, unraveling its mysteries and celebrating its contributions to Southern African civilization. By delving into its origins, societal structures, economic dynamics, and cultural achievements, we aim to bring Butua out of the shadows and into the forefront of historical discourse. Through this exploration, we seek to foster a deeper understanding of Butua's significance and its enduring legacy in shaping the region's history. To achieve our objective, this video adopts a multidisciplinary approach, drawing from a diverse range of sources and methodologies. Historical records, including chronicles, travelogues, and diplomatic correspondences, provide valuable insights into Butua's political landscape and interactions with neighboring kingdoms. Archaeological excavations offer tangible evidence of Butua's material culture, shedding light on its architectural achievements, technological innovations, and economic activities. Additionally, oral traditions and indigenous narratives provide invaluable perspectives on Butua's societal values, cultural practices, and religious beliefs, enriching our understanding of its lived experiences. Through a synthesis of these diverse sources, we aim to construct a comprehensive narrative of Butua, piecing together fragments of the past to paint a vivid portrait of this enigmatic kingdom. By critically engaging with the available evidence and contextualizing our findings within broader historical frameworks, we strive to present a nuanced and balanced depiction of Butua's history and legacy. Through this methodological approach, we endeavor to bridge the gap between past and present, offering insights that resonate with contemporary audiences while honoring the complexities of Butua's historical reality. The Kingdom of Butua was situated in the heart of southern Africa, encompassing a diverse range of landscapes that shaped its development and identity. Nestled between the Zambezi and Limpopo rivers, Butua's geographic location endowed it with strategic importance as a crossroads for trade and communication routes. Its proximity to mineral-rich regions, such as the Zimbabwe Plateau, facilitated the emergence of Butua as a center for economic exchange and cultural interaction. The region's natural resources, including fertile soils, abundant water sources, and diverse flora and fauna, provided a fertile ground for human settlement and development. Butua's geographic diversity, encompassing savannas, woodlands, and river valleys, supported a variety of economic activities, from agriculture and pastoralism to hunting and gathering. Moreover, Butua's location within the broader southern African landscape influenced its interactions with neighboring polities, shaping its political alliances, economic networks, and cultural exchanges. The kingdom's geographic isolation from coastal regions mitigated direct contact with external powers, yet its central position within the continent facilitated connections with distant trading partners and facilitated the diffusion of ideas, technologies, and commodities. The origins of Butua trace back to prehistoric times, with evidence of human habitation dating back thousands of years. Early settlements were concentrated along river valleys and fertile plains, where communities engaged in subsistence activities such as farming, fishing, and hunting. As populations grew and social complexity increased, these scattered settlements coalesced into more organized societies, laying the groundwork for the emergence of centralized political structures. The transition from small-scale villages to larger chiefdoms and eventually to the Kingdom of Butua marked a significant milestone in the region's history, reflecting the consolidation of power and authority under a central ruler or dynasty. Early development in Butua was characterized by technological innovations, including the introduction of ironworking, pottery, and agricultural techniques that enhanced food production and resource utilization. These advancements not only improved living standards but also fostered social differentiation and specialization, as artisans, traders, and religious leaders emerged within Butua's burgeoning society. Butua's early development was intertwined with the rise of neighboring polities such as Great Zimbabwe, Mapungubwe, and the Mutapa Empire, with whom it engaged in trade, diplomacy, and occasional conflict. These interactions contributed to the cultural diversity and geopolitical dynamics of the region, shaping Butua's identity as a distinct yet interconnected entity within the southern African landscape. The formation of the Kingdom of Butua marked a transformative period in southern African history, characterized by the consolidation of political authority and the establishment of a centralized state. While the precise origins of Butua's kingdom remain shrouded in mystery, historical evidence suggests that it emerged through a process of political centralization and territorial expansion during the early to mid-2nd millennium CE. The consolidation of Butua as a kingdom likely involved the integration of smaller chiefdoms and tribal groups under a centralized authority, which may have been facilitated by charismatic leaders or ruling dynasties seeking to assert control over the region. Archaeological evidence, such as the remains of fortified settlements and administrative centers, attests to the growing complexity of Butua's political organization and the emergence of distinct symbols of royal power and prestige. The formation of Butua as a kingdom was also shaped by external factors, including interactions with neighboring polities and the broader geopolitical landscape of southern Africa. Trade networks, diplomatic alliances, and occasional conflicts with neighboring kingdoms such as Great Zimbabwe and the Mutapa Empire played a crucial role in shaping Butua's territorial boundaries, economic activities, and political relations. At the helm of Butua's burgeoning kingdom were visionary leaders who wielded political, military, and religious authority, guiding the destiny of their people and shaping the course of history. Leadership in Butua was often hereditary, with rulers ascending to power through dynastic succession or military prowess. The king, or Ingwenyama, served as the supreme authority within Butua's political hierarchy, wielding executive, legislative, and judicial powers over his subjects. The king's authority was reinforced by a complex system of governance that included a council of advisors, provincial governors, and administrative officials responsible for overseeing various aspects of the kingdom's affairs. Provincial governors, or indunas, served as intermediaries between the central government and local communities, ensuring the enforcement of royal decrees, the collection of taxes, and the maintenance of order and security. Butua's rulers also played a central role in religious and ceremonial life, serving as intermediaries between the earthly realm and the spiritual world. Rituals, festivals, and ceremonies honoring ancestral spirits and deities were integral to Butua's cultural identity, with the king often serving as the chief priest and guardian of sacred traditions. The Kingdom of Butua emerged as a thriving hub of trade and commerce, harnessing its strategic location and abundant resources to become a linchpin of economic activity within southern Africa. Trade networks extended far and wide, connecting Butua to distant regions and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural influences. Central to Butua's commercial success were its strategic trade routes, which linked the kingdom to coastal ports, inland markets, and transcontinental trade networks. Caravans laden with gold, ivory, copper, iron, and other commodities traversed these routes, exchanging Butua's surplus produce for luxury goods, exotic spices, and technological innovations from distant lands. One of Butua's most renowned trade routes was the Great Trade Road, which connected the kingdom to the bustling markets of the Swahili coast and the Indian Ocean trade network. Along this route, Butua traded with Arab merchants, Indian traders, and Persian merchants, exchanging gold, ivory, and copper for textiles, ceramics, and spices. In addition to long-distance trade, Butua also engaged in regional exchange networks, trading with neighboring polities such as Great Zimbabwe, the Mutapa Empire, and the Kingdom of Motapa. These inter-regional trade networks facilitated the circulation of goods and commodities within southern Africa, stimulating economic growth, cultural exchange, and technological innovation. Butua's economic prosperity was supported by a sophisticated system of marketplaces, trading posts, and commercial centers, where merchants, artisans, and traders converged to exchange goods and services. These vibrant marketplaces served as hubs of economic activity, fostering social interaction, cultural exchange, and entrepreneurial innovation. In addition to its prowess in trade and commerce, the Kingdom of Butua was renowned for its agricultural innovations, which played a central role in sustaining its growing population and fostering economic prosperity. The fertile soils, abundant water sources, and favorable climate of Butua's agricultural heartland supported a diverse range of crops, including millet, sorghum, maize, beans, and pumpkins. One of Butua's most significant agricultural innovations was the development of sophisticated irrigation systems, which enabled the cultivation of crops in arid and semi-arid regions. These irrigation systems, consisting of canals, ditches, and reservoirs, harnessing water from rivers, streams, and seasonal floods, allowed Butua's farmers to maximize crop yields and mitigate the impact of droughts and unpredictable weather patterns. Butua's agricultural economy was characterized by a high degree of specialization and diversification, with farmers cultivating a variety of crops suited to their local environments and market demands. Crop rotation, soil conservation techniques, and sustainable farming practices were integral to Butua's agricultural success, ensuring the long-term viability of its food production systems. Butua's agricultural innovations extended beyond crop cultivation to include animal husbandry, beekeeping, and horticulture. Livestock such as cattle, goats, and sheep were prized for their meat, milk, hides, and labor, while bees were cultivated for honey, wax, and pollen. Horticultural practices, including fruit orchards, vegetable gardens, and medicinal plant cultivation, provided additional sources of sustenance and income for Butua's farmers. The Kingdom of Butua boasted a rich artistic heritage, characterized by vibrant expressions of creativity and craftsmanship that reflected the kingdom's cultural diversity and artistic ingenuity. From exquisite sculptures and intricate pottery to monumental architecture and decorative arts, Butua's artistic traditions flourished, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape of southern Africa. In the realm of visual arts, Butua artisans excelled in a variety of mediums, including woodcarving, stone sculpture, metalwork, and textile weaving. Sculptures depicting human figures, animals, and mythical beings adorned royal palaces, shrines, and public spaces, serving as symbols of prestige, power, and spiritual significance. Pottery vessels, adorned with intricate designs and geometric patterns, were crafted for utilitarian and ceremonial purposes, reflecting Butua's mastery of ceramic techniques and aesthetic sensibilities. Butua's architectural legacy was equally impressive, with monumental structures such as royal palaces, administrative centers, and fortified settlements dotting the kingdom's landscape. Constructed using locally sourced materials such as stone, mud brick, and thatch, these architectural marvels showcased Butua's engineering prowess and architectural innovation. Great Zimbabwe, a UNESCO World Heritage Site located within Butua's sphere of influence, stands as a testament to the kingdom's architectural achievements, with its iconic stone walls, conical towers, and labyrinthine passages embodying the grandeur and sophistication of Butua's urban centers. In addition to visual arts and architecture, Butua's cultural heritage encompassed a rich tapestry of decorative arts, including textile weaving, beadwork, basketry, and metal engraving. Skilled artisans adorned clothing, jewelry, and household items with intricate patterns and symbolic motifs, imbuing everyday objects with aesthetic beauty and cultural significance. Religion played a central role in the cultural life of the Kingdom of Butua, shaping its worldview, social organization, and ritual practices. Butua's religious landscape was characterized by a syncretic blend of indigenous beliefs, animistic traditions, and spiritual syncretism, with influences from Bantu cosmology, ancestral veneration, and foreign religious influences. Central to Butua's religious practices was the veneration of ancestral spirits, or amadlozi, who were believed to exert influence over the fortunes of the living and serve as intermediaries between the earthly realm and the spirit world. Ancestral shrines, or iziko, were constructed within households, villages, and royal compounds, where offerings of food, drink, and ritual sacrifices were made to honor and appease the ancestors. Butua's religious landscape encompassed a diverse pantheon of deities, spirits, and supernatural beings, each associated with specific aspects of nature, fertility, and cosmic forces. Rainmaking ceremonies, fertility rites, and agricultural festivals were integral to Butua's religious calendar, marking key milestones in the agricultural cycle and ensuring the kingdom's prosperity and well-being. Butua's religious beliefs were often intertwined with political power, as rulers sought divine sanction for their authority and legitimacy. Kings served as high priests and spiritual leaders, presiding over religious ceremonies, interpreting omens, and consulting oracles to divine the will of the gods. The royal court, with its retinue of priests, diviners, and ritual specialists, played a central role in administering religious rites and maintaining cosmic harmony within the kingdom. The Kingdom of Butua was no stranger to conflict, as military prowess and territorial expansion played significant roles in shaping its history and geopolitical influence within southern Africa. Butua's military strategies were characterized by a combination of diplomatic alliances, military fortifications, and strategic warfare, allowing the kingdom to assert its dominance over neighboring polities and expand its territorial boundaries. One of Butua's key military strategies was the construction of fortified settlements, or Zimbabwe's, which served as defensive strongholds and administrative centers. These fortified structures, built using stone walls, ditches, and defensive ramparts, provided protection against external threats and served as symbols of royal power and authority. Great Zimbabwe, with its imposing stone walls and labyrinthine passages, exemplified Butua's mastery of defensive architecture and military engineering. Butua's military relied on well-trained armies, composed of professional warriors, tribal militias, and conscripted laborers, who were equipped with spears, shields, bows, and other weapons of war. Military training, discipline, and organization were paramount, as Butua's rulers sought to maintain a standing army capable of defending the kingdom's borders and projecting power beyond its frontiers. Butua's military expansion was not limited to defensive warfare, as the kingdom also engaged in territorial conquest and imperial expansion to secure vital resources, trade routes, and strategic territories. Military campaigns were launched against rival kingdoms, tribal chiefdoms, and rebellious vassals, often resulting in the annexation of new territories and the subjugation of conquered peoples. Interactions with neighboring kingdoms and polities were a defining feature of Butua's geopolitical landscape, shaping its diplomatic alliances, trade relations, and military conflicts. Butua's relationships with neighboring kingdoms were characterized by a complex interplay of competition, cooperation, and conflict, as rulers sought to expand their influence, secure trade routes, and assert their dominance within the region. One of Butua's key interactions was with the Kingdom of Great Zimbabwe, a powerful polity located to the northeast of Butua. While relations between Butua and Great Zimbabwe were often marked by rivalry and territorial disputes, they also engaged in trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange, fostering a dynamic relationship that shaped the political and economic landscape of southern Africa. Similarly, Butua's interactions with the Mutapa Empire, located to the northwest, were characterized by a mix of cooperation and conflict, as both kingdoms vied for control over lucrative trade routes and mineral resources. Trade alliances, diplomatic marriages, and military alliances were common strategies employed by Butua's rulers to navigate the complex web of interregional politics and power dynamics. Butua's interactions with coastal trading ports, such as Sofala and Kilwa, facilitated the exchange of goods, commodities, and cultural influences between inland kingdoms and Indian Ocean traders. Coastal cities served as gateways to the global economy, connecting Butua to distant markets and facilitating the flow of luxury goods, exotic spices, and technological innovations. The Kingdom of Butua experienced a period of decline marked by internal struggles and external pressures that eroded its stability, prosperity, and territorial integrity. Internal conflicts, succession disputes, and dynastic rivalries weakened Butua's political cohesion and undermined the authority of its rulers, leading to factionalism, rebellion, and fragmentation within the kingdom. Additionally, external pressures from neighboring kingdoms, such as the Mutapa Empire, Portuguese colonial incursions, and the destabilizing effects of the transatlantic slave trade, further exacerbated Butua's decline and contributed to its eventual dissolution. Portuguese traders sought to establish control over trade routes and mineral resources, disrupting Butua's traditional trading networks and challenging its sovereignty. Environmental factors, such as droughts, famines, and ecological degradation, also contributed to Butua's decline by undermining agricultural productivity, exacerbating food shortages, and destabilizing social and economic systems. The kingdom's reliance on subsistence agriculture and natural resource extraction left it vulnerable to environmental shocks, further exacerbating its vulnerabilities and precipitating its decline. Despite its eventual decline, the legacy of the Kingdom of Butua endures through its enduring influence on Southern African history, culture, and identity. The remnants of Butua's architectural marvels, such as Great Zimbabwe and other fortified settlements, stand as tangible reminders of the kingdom's past glory, serving as UNESCO World Heritage Sites and tourist attractions that draw visitors from around the world. Moreover, Butua's cultural heritage lives on through its artistic traditions, religious practices, and oral histories, which continue to shape the cultural identity and collective memory of present-day Southern Africa. Traditional crafts such as pottery, weaving, and woodcarving bear the imprint of Butua's artistic legacy, while rituals, ceremonies, and festivals honoring ancestral spirits reflect the kingdom's spiritual traditions and cultural values. Butua's legacy is evident in the linguistic diversity, social customs, and political structures of modern Southern African societies, which bear traces of Butua's influence and historical legacy. Place names, clan affiliations, and oral traditions preserve memories of Butua's existence, connecting contemporary communities to their shared heritage and ancestral roots. Efforts to preserve and promote Butua's cultural heritage through education, research, and heritage conservation initiatives ensure that its legacy continues to be celebrated and appreciated by future generations. Museums, cultural centers, and academic institutions serve as custodians of Butua's legacy, safeguarding its artifacts, archives, and oral traditions for posterity. In modern times, the legacy of the Kingdom of Butua continues to resonate within the collective consciousness of Southern Africa, inspiring contemporary reflections on its historical significance, cultural heritage, and enduring legacy. Scholars, historians, and cultural enthusiasts continue to explore Butua's rich history, drawing insights from archaeological discoveries, historical records, and oral traditions to shed light on its societal achievements and contributions to Southern African civilization. Moreover, Butua's influence extends beyond academic circles, permeating popular culture, literature, and the arts, where its story serves as a source of inspiration and fascination for artists, writers, and filmmakers. Novels, films, and documentaries set in the Kingdom of Butua capture the imagination of audiences worldwide, offering imaginative reconstructions of its past glory and cultural vibrancy. Contemporary reflections on Butua also encompass critical examinations of its legacy, including its impact on modern-day Southern African societies, its role in shaping regional identities, and its relevance to contemporary issues such as cultural heritage preservation, environmental sustainability, and social justice. By engaging with Butua's history and legacy, contemporary audiences are prompted to reflect on the complexities of Southern African history and the enduring legacies of past civilizations. In recent years, efforts to preserve and revitalize Butua's cultural heritage have gained momentum, driven by a growing recognition of its historical significance and cultural value. Archaeological excavations, conservation projects, and heritage preservation initiatives seek to safeguard Butua's architectural sites, artifacts, and oral traditions from the threats of erosion, looting, and neglect. Museums, cultural centers, and heritage sites dedicated to Butua's history and legacy serve as focal points for cultural revival and community engagement, providing spaces for education, research, and public outreach. Through exhibitions, workshops, and educational programs, these institutions seek to raise awareness about Butua's cultural heritage and foster a sense of pride and ownership among local communities. Efforts to revitalize Butua's cultural traditions and practices are underway, with initiatives focused on promoting traditional crafts, revitalizing indigenous languages, and reviving ancestral rituals and ceremonies. Cultural festivals, storytelling events, and cultural exchanges provide platforms for communities to celebrate and showcase Butua's cultural heritage, fostering intergenerational dialogue and community cohesion. Collaborations between government agencies, academic institutions, and local communities are facilitating the documentation, preservation, and transmission of Butua's oral traditions, historical narratives, and intangible cultural heritage. By empowering communities to reclaim and celebrate their cultural identity, these initiatives contribute to the ongoing revival and resilience of Butua's cultural legacy in the modern world. The exploration of the Kingdom of Butua has unveiled a rich tapestry of history, culture, and legacy that continues to resonate within the heart of Southern Africa. From its origins as a humble settlement to its rise as a formidable kingdom, Butua's story is one of resilience, creativity, and cultural vibrancy. Through an examination of its geographic setting, early development, economic prowess, cultural flourish, conflicts, decline, and legacy, we have gained valuable insights into the complexities of Butua's historical reality and its enduring significance. Butua's geographic setting, nestled within the fertile landscapes of Southern Africa, endowed it with strategic importance and abundant resources that fueled its growth and prosperity. Early settlements and developments laid the foundation for the emergence of Butua as a centralized kingdom, characterized by effective leadership, governance structures, and societal organization. Economically, Butua thrived as a hub of trade and commerce, harnessing its strategic trade networks and agricultural innovations to become a powerhouse within the region. Its cultural heritage, expressed through arts, crafts, architecture, and religious practices, enriched the fabric of Southern African civilization, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. However, Butua was not immune to conflict, facing internal struggles and external pressures that contributed to its eventual decline. Despite its demise, Butua's legacy endures through its enduring influence on Southern African history, culture, and identity, inspiring contemporary reflections and preservation efforts that ensure its story continues to be celebrated and appreciated by future generations. The exploration of the Kingdom of Butua opens up avenues for further research and inquiry into various aspects of its history, culture, and legacy. Future studies could delve deeper into specific topics such as Butua's diplomatic relations, military strategies, economic networks, and societal dynamics, offering nuanced insights into its complexities and nuances. Interdisciplinary approaches that integrate archaeological, historical, linguistic, and anthropological perspectives could provide a more comprehensive understanding of Butua's historical reality and its interactions with neighboring polities and cultures. By drawing on diverse sources and methodologies, researchers can piece together the fragmented puzzle of Butua's past and shed light on its enduring significance in shaping the region's history and identity. Furthermore, efforts to preserve and revitalize Butua's cultural heritage could benefit from increased collaboration between government agencies, academic institutions, and local communities. By fostering community engagement, capacity building, and sustainable development initiatives, these partnerships can ensure that Butua's legacy continues to be celebrated and safeguarded for future generations to appreciate and cherish. In conclusion, the Kingdom of Butua stands as a testament to the resilience, creativity, and cultural richness of Southern Africa, offering valuable insights into the complexities of its past and the enduring legacies of its civilizations. Through continued research, preservation efforts, and community engagement, Butua's story will continue to inspire and enlighten us, reminding us of the importance of honoring and celebrating the rich tapestry of African history and culture.